Hi Cancer, welcome to your weekly tarot reading for September 1st through the 6th. I'm Raina, and this is the Druid Craft deck that I'm going to be picking from. Haven't used it very much. I'm enjoying using it. Wow, look at all these swords. I'm also going to be picking a card from the Sandra Ann Taylor Energy Oracle deck at the end. So the heart of the matter, kind of the focal point, is Seven of Pentacles, which is you. Let's see what they show here. It looks like they show like cutting down a branch from the tree. I wonder if that's pruning a tree. I'm not quite sure. But in any case, I know already from my other decks that the Seven of Pentacles is about assessing the growth of an enterprise. So whether it's a business that you've started, a relationship that you've invested time in, and you're deciding, should I go? You know, should I continue with this? Is it worth it? That's kind of what this represents. And I noticed, I don't know if you noticed, that he's cutting with this, I forgot what they, I never know how to pronounce that word, sky. I don't know how to pronounce it. But the knife, or whatever you want to call it, it's got the half moon, or the crescent moon, I should say, as the and that's interesting too, because you know, first of all, because it's your ruler, but just the fact that it's this intuitive force that kind of like guides a person. I think that I wonder if that has something to do with the number 7, because I know that there is a lot of kind of that intuitive flavor to the number 7. So it's kind of like knowing when that Kenny Rogers song, knowing when to hold and when to fold them. Okay, so in the past position we have the Ten of Swords. So this is a card of betrayal. Oh my goodness, that kind of hits it home very quickly, being stabbed in the back, metaphorically of course. And so that might be something lurking in your mind, a fear that this is going to happen again, for instance, in a personal relationship, but also if you're working for somebody, maybe it's a new job. And I usually think of something relatively new, because if you're assessing growth, it's not going to be something you've been doing for 10 years. I suppose anything's possible, but usually I think of something that's, you're deciding, is this really on the up and up? Is this a good thing? And the Seven of Pentacles kind of like makes you question, you know, the worthwhileness of something. But the Ten of Swords could be lurking in your psyche, this fear of betrayal, of, you know, giving your all to some company and then having them reject you, or just kind of fire you all of a sudden, and you didn't have your bearings and things like that. One of the things that I would say is these are two separate issues. So with the Seven of Pentacles, I think it's absolutely on point. If you've started a business, you haven't turned a profit, and you continue to lose money, you've invested so much time and effort, maybe even, you know, resources, a lot of time and resources too, and you just keep giving it, you keep being patient, giving it time, and it just doesn't work out. Eventually you have to kind of think about whether or not you're doing things in the right way. It might not be that what your idea is bad, but maybe the execution needs some work. Maybe you're like you've got a great idea for something to sell, but you're not marketing it, correctly, marketing it to the right people. Maybe you're overselling it, or maybe you are not promoting it and you don't know how to promote it. And so that's a different story. But if you're like afraid of failure because in the past you've experienced betrayal, then that means that you've already brought a negative mindset to it. And if you think about the law of attraction, it's like, how can you make something work if you already have this dread, this fear of like it going, all wrong? So it really is kind of like an attitude adjustment sometimes about what you need to do in the situation. It's not necessarily what's actually happening that's causing the problems. For the practical, for the situation at hand right now, we have the King of Swords. So this may be something that you're doing where you are kind of trying not to get emotional because you are a water sign and you're trying to, in order to have that rational mentality, that detached mentality, you have to kind of like really immerse yourself in logic. The acronym for fear is false evidence appearing real. You may have heard that one before. And there isn't any basis for it in terms of actual facts. Maybe if you're doing something that is very like impractical, that would be possible. I don't see the average Cancer person being impractical, but I guess anything is possible. But even in relationships, if you have been hurt before and you're currently seeing somebody and you're not sure if it's really going to lead to something positive, the question is, are you waiting indefinitely? Are you pouring in too much effort on your part? And maybe you need to step back. Maybe you need to detach. And maybe you need to not see the other person as an adversary, but merely somebody who is like you, who is just trying to navigate their way through the landmine that are relationships, especially when you're first starting out. But either way, it doesn't help to be overly emotional. It can interfere with your logic. It can interfere with your ability to see things in a very objective way. And, being subjective comes naturally to a water sign. But the problem is that, what is it based on? It's based on the past. It's so easy to project onto other people when you have been hurt and when you are not being detached, when you're being totally attached. So this could even be like an earth sign individual. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Your Capricorn is your opposite sign. What is coming in? Three of Swords, another heavy card connected to affairs of the heart sometimes, where this is you feeling, in some cases, I would say in this particular reading, I don't see that you are embroiled in a lover's triangle necessarily. I think that it's more of a case of the other meaning of this card, which is that you have to cut something off very cleanly, a clean break. And it might be a recent relationship. It's possible that you've been in denial about something. And maybe because you were hurt before, you were really, I don't like to use the word desperate, but you were very eager, maybe too eager to jump into another relationship because you needed somebody to make you feel better. But then it's turning out that that relationship isn't compatible, and rather than dragging it on, you need to let it go. I can hear somebody out there. I think it might be landscaper, so I'm going to just rock and roll here. And the outcome is the Three of Pentacles. This is a very fruitful card, so this can be If this is like a workplace situation, this could even be like in a workplace situation. I don't know. I was just thinking if you were the one to have your own business, and this could be like getting along with coworkers. Maybe in the past you got betrayed by coworkers, and this would be a positive thing in that direction. Also, again, with an earth sign individual, maybe you have a future. This is the Architect's card, and this could point to a long-term relationship with an earth sign. The card I got from the Energy Oracle is Strategy. I love to see that card. Not that I know what it means, but I can assume it means something about planning. And I love to plan myself. I just wish that I would actually do what I plan. But I love to plan. I'm really good at planning. I've got all kinds of lists going on. Okay. Let's see here. Number 21. Making a plan. This card shows a pen, journal, trying to hold both at the same time, compass and key. When you receive this card upright, it indicates that this is the optimum time for setting up a very specific strategy for achieving your goals. Write about the direction you want to go in. Consider any potential change in course that may be needed. Be aware of the particulars regarding your goals and have some conscious plan in mind. In other words, especially with the consider potential change, have a plan B. What happens if this doesn't take off? So if you did start your own business and you didn't see the results, did you have anything in mind to kind of like a direction you could go in, like a strategy? Structure the short-term goals needed to make your long-term goal a reality. This card is telling you to spend some time setting things in order. It's time to take full control. Add thought to action and set your sights on the road ahead. And the affirmation is, I plan the necessary steps to achieve my goals, and I am willing to take action in that direction. I am flexible, persistent, and prepared. Awesome. I love all of that because it is true. Some people really shoot themselves in the foot with rigidity, where they have an idea and then they're just going to do it come hell or high water. And it's like, even if it's not working out the way they want, they have that stubbornness. And so the more you can kind of like adapt to whatever you see as the result, the better, I think. Okay, Cancer, that's what I have for you. And if you'd like a private reading, the link to my web store is below. Have an awesome first week in September, that Virgo energy, that which is kind of what this is, the strategy, the planning, the getting your house in order kind of energy. I love it. Take care. Bye.